Alright, now we're going to look at something else. Let's go to polygons. Now I hate students using primitives for stuff. I'd rather have them box model from a cube. But for the purpose of not having to know too much about UVs just yet, let's go into cylinder. Let's take this cylinder and lower it to a subdivision level of 4. And let's take the subdivision caps off. And you're like, well, that's a cube. Why would you just make a cube? I'll show you here in a sec. Let's attach the hair to it. Let's also go into the UVs. UV texture editor. Okay, you can see that this piece does have UVs. And what we want to do is over exaggerate the UVs so they go right to the edge on the cylinder. Just like that. I'm also going to stretch it across this way. Now it does not need a top and bottom. So I'm going to be getting rid of this. And I'm going to be getting rid of this. And there we go. We have this hair. Now let's insert some edge loops into it. Again, multiple edge loops. Maybe 15 this time. Weird, it does not want 15. Let's go 10. Now what's really cool about this shape is you can get a few of them and it looks good. But there's also something else cool about this shape. So let's duplicate it. I'm just going to make it a little bit longer. I'm going to show you a trick. I'm going to duplicate this. Oops. Shift D. Shift D. And we're going to make something like this. Okay. Then I'm going to take all these and combine them. And we can go into animation. Under animation, there's this really cool thing called, let's see, where is it at? Create Deformer Nonlinear Twist. So with a nonlinear twist on this, we can go to Twist. We can click either Start or End Angle. I'm going to use the End Angle for this. Middle mouse button, click and drag. And now what we have is kind of like a looking braid, right? Somewhat of a braid without knowing how to braid. Modify center pivot. Shift D to duplicate it, and then you can move it. If you do not duplicate it and you try to move it, it will explode because it has a nonlinear deform on it. Now let me show you another trick. Going to rotate this just a little bit. I'll put it right about here. And let's turn it into a cloth object. Okay, in this case, I'm going to take these vertices. I'll go to the lasso tool so I can do this at an angle. Grab those. And if you hold Shift and Control, you can just make sure they're grabbed. Oops. Undo. Now let's go to the locator thing. Let's try that again. T-shirt first. Good, good. Vertices. Good. Locator. Good. Let's hit play. Perfect. So now the only way to move this is take it, Shift D to duplicate it, and now it's a game mesh. We can readdress or put the hair back on it. And it has a more natural look to it now because we dangled it. Alright, now you could do that over and over again and make some really frickin' sweet hair, I'm telling you. Or you can use it as a single strand. Just duplicate this one so I have a copy of it. For me, I like to put it up here somewhere so I can get to the point where I can join it to another piece later, or at least have them fold into each other. So you can't tell where the tube starts and ends. There is another trick here. Click. Vertices again. Okay, now under end cloth, this option, oops, this one right here, we have presets. So end cloth shape, presets, and there's all kinds of presets for this. Let's say I wanted to drape a little bit more. I can go to silk and hit replace. Sure, I put it all the way back to 0. Look at that. Perfect. Now you'll find that it is a complete pain and nightmare to move this shape down. Just be wary of that. So before you go constraining it to the universe, make sure that you have it in this position that you want it, or it's going to do that. It's very easy to fix, but don't extrude your way to it. In other words, you'll want to probably move these after the fact using something like Mudbox or just by hand. Alright, in the next video I want to show you how to use dynamics with this so we can get some sweeping of the hair so it's not just straight down. See you there.